So glad that y'all are here this morning with us. We are live on Clubhouse. We are live on Instagram. Hey, Doris J, good to see you this morning. Nakia, Muhammad, good to see you this morning. Mosa, good to see you this morning. Yeah, so we're live on Clubhouse. We're live on Instagram. If you are on Clubhouse, we haven't even pinged because we're not really doing the official Clubhouse launch until next week. So February 1st is really when we'll push, we'll invite, we'll ping, we'll do all the stuff. But we want to make sure that you know that we're just kind of working behind the scenes here to get things moving. So on Clubhouse, we'll do that next week. Okay, the sound is jumping in and out. Coach Doris J is saying we're still working. No, it might not be you, Doris. It might be me on this side. We'll get that fixed for next time. Is it just the is it the audio, the music? What's jumping in and out? Let us know so that we can work to get that fixed for you. Yeah, we've been testing all week, and hopefully we've got this moving in the right direction. But if you want to get full sound with no jumping in and out, then I think YouTube is the spot for you to go. All right, or Clubhouse. All right, thanks, man. I'm still plugged in. The audio. Okay, fantastic. Thanks, Doris. I appreciate that. All right, today's topic is called the happiness factor. Yeah, we're talking about the happiness factor today on Monday Mindset Movement. We're just about to get ready to rock here, about 10 seconds or so. Yes, it's on YouTube. Hey y'all, what's happening? What's happening? Robert Kennedy III, RK3, that's me. Welcome to the Monday Mindset Movement. Yes, y'all. I'm so glad that you're here in this place. My goodness, we're talking about happiness today. Are you happy? Are you happy? What does happiness mean to you? How do you know if you're happy? And maybe the big question is, how do you keep the happiness once you find it? I don't know. A lot of us are in search of this happiness thing, and some of us call it peace. Some of us call it freedom, but we want joy in life. But it's elusive for a lot of us. So I just want to welcome you, Doris J. Come on, yes, you can go to YouTube, just search Monday Mindset Movement, or you can just look up Robert Kennedy 3 on YouTube, and you can find the Monday Mindset Movement show there. All right. So glad that you're here. Doris, hey, Dalton, so glad that you're on this morning. So glad that you're on this morning. Teresa, so glad that you're on. Lorenda, I see you. Well, you're on the replay. Hey, all right, Doris J, you found me on YouTube. Thank you so much. Glad that you made it. Fantastic. All right, good deal. So Rich, John, Chip, Mary, I'm so glad that you're here this morning. So glad that y'all are joining us on YouTube and on Facebook and on LinkedIn and all the channels this morning. Before we jump in, I want to share with you something that we're doing. I don't have the running header on the bottom. I forgot to put my ticker on the bottom, but we're doing something. If you're a real estate agent or an entrepreneur, we're doing something called the Video Storytelling Challenge starting on February 7th through 9th. If you are not on video yet, and you know that you need to be, if you've got something that you want to share with people, you got a message that you want to share, video communication is one of the best ways to do that. But you don't want to just share a video, just chucking information out there. You want to tell people a story so that you can connect with them. We want to show you some simple ways to tell the right story at the right time to the right client so that you can increase your visibility and your income. All right, so join us by going to videostorytellingchallenge.com. Videostorytellingchallenge.com. We start up on February 7th through 9th. Another thing, if you want to be a part of the text movement, then text 240-557-8679, 240-55-STORY. Text GO LIVE and you'll get notified when we're going live. All right, so listen, y'all, we're about to get started with the full show here. So let's do this thing. Come on, let's go. What's up, everybody? So glad that you're here joining me for the Monday Mindset Movement. I'm glad that you're here. My gosh, we're talking about happiness. We're talking about happiness today. And one of the things that I've learned over the last years of my life is that in order to find happiness, I can't outsource my happiness. I'll start with that soundbite right from the beginning. In order to find happiness, I can't outsource my happiness. And it seems like everybody's in search of this, right? Everybody's in search of happiness. Over the last few months, I've seen, I think all of us have seen on the news or in other places, we've seen people passing away. DJ Twitch, I just saw somebody, I forgot which actor it was, but they had a son that was 32 years old that passed away. We've seen this. We've seen athletes. We've seen all of these people passing away. I'm not even talking about the mass shootings or any of the police stuff. I'm just talking about people who are trying to live life, and you see them passing away, right? And one of the clues for me, whenever I read an article about somebody that passed away, and I see underneath the date, I see as a throwaway at the bottom of the article, when I see cause of death not disclosed, almost immediately I know what happened. Almost immediately I know that it wasn't an accident. Almost immediately I know that this person has been dealing with something for quite some time. And a lot of times we see people and they might look happy, or they smile, or they might be joyful, or they might be playful, or we say, oh, that person's an extrovert, and we see the mask that they wear and we assume that they're happy. But then when something tragic happens and it says in the article, cause of death not disclosed, you know that they were dealing with something, because everybody is in search of happiness. Everybody's in search of happiness. Yeah, some people get there or seem to have access to it a little bit easier, but everybody is in search of happiness. Now, some people might say, yeah, no, I'm not in search of happiness. I'm already happy. And that might be true. But as we go through this show, as we talk a little bit today, I want to show you why I say that everybody is in search of happiness. Do me a favor, if you're in the comments and you're ready to go, just say, let's go, so that we can jump in and go through this stuff today, right? Yes, I see you. Let's go. Thank you, John. All right. Thank you, Jerry. I love it. Excellent. All right. So here's the deal. So we fill our lives with distractions. We fill our lives with distractions. The fact that we get up and we are on Facebook or Instagram or all of these different places, we're searching for something, right? We're searching for, in some cases, money. We're searching for love, looking for love and all the, yeah, right? We're searching for friendship. We're searching for affirmation. We're searching for stuff. We're searching. I remember when I was younger and I first started to hear about plastic surgery. And when I first started to hear about it, there was a stigma associated with it. It was like, oh, these people, they don't like the way they look, so they want to change it. And then it began to be normalized, and I started to hear more and more, let's not stigmatize the people who have plastic surgery because it's just like putting on makeup. And then after a while, I began to think even further, and I started to think about, okay, why do people want to have plastic surgery? Not just on their face, but on their stomach or their butt or their arms. There was this thing that I saw where people were injecting, I forgot the chemical, but people were injecting these chemicals into their forearms to blow up Synthol or something like that, right? They're injecting these chemicals into their body, parts of their body, to make their muscles look bigger. And it was this false look. So you didn't have to do the work, but your muscles looked bigger. And for some people, It causes some medical issues after a while, right? But here's the issue. A lot of us, we simply are in search of feeling better about ourselves. We want to like the way that we look. So we do different things and we do it at different levels, right? It may be the clothes that we choose to wear, and nobody's immune to this. I like to look good. So when I'm going out, or when I'm going to church, or when I'm going to anywhere, I don't want to just wear some jeans or something that that's not attractive, right? I want to look good, and not only do I want to look good, I want to love the way that I look. And so I spend money to make myself look better. Right? I spend money because sometimes here's the real, right? I spend money because there are times where I know that when I wear something, it may spark a conversation. Yeah. But my intent isn't to, in my case, my intent isn't only to have attention drawn. It is to have a conversation started. So we all do different things because we are in search of something. And all of us at some point are in search of happiness. We want to look better. We want to feel better. We want to have this, we want to feel something about ourselves. So let me share with you this story that I came across the other day, and I love it. It was about this wealthy man. He lived in a city, and he owned multiple businesses, and he wasn't short on anything that he needed. But he was always anxious and restless, right? People think that those who are wealthy don't have anything to worry about. But here's what happens. A lot of us, if you don't have money, you worry where the next dollar is going to come from. If you have a lot of it, they say that you worry when you're going to lose it, when it's all going to come crashing down, right? So you're doing everything to keep it. So this rich man, one day he went to meet one of the sages in this village. So he goes to the edge of town and he meets the sage, and he tells the sage about his problem, that he doesn't have any shortage of anything, but he's always worried. So the sage hears his problem, and he says to him, as sages often do, we expect an answer, but they give us something deeper to think about, right? So the sage says, come tomorrow and I'll tell you how to stay happy and worry free. So the man goes back home and he's bothered. He's like, man, why didn't the sage just tell me today? If you've got information, why don't you just give it to me now? I want to know it now. And he became a little bit more anxious. And so he thought about this all night. And the next day, as soon as it became light, he set off on his journey to the end of town. And he got to the end of town and he found the sage. And he saw the sage outside of his house looking for something. So this wealthy man, he says to the sage, he says, what are you looking for? Can I help you? And the sage says, I'm looking for my ring that I lost. So the rich man starts looking around the house. They're outside. The rich man says, let me help you. And they start to look for it together. And they start searching, and they're searching for 20 minutes, and they're searching for 30 minutes. And they're searching for 45 minutes, and they're searching for an hour. They're looking through the grass, and they're looking through the flower beds, and they're looking on the walkway. They're looking everywhere, and they cannot find this ring. So after a while, the rich man says to the sage, well, we're having trouble finding this ring. Where did the ring fall? The sage said, my ring fell inside the house, but it's very dark in there, so I'm looking for it outside. So the wealthy man, with surprise, said, well, if your ring fell inside the house, why are you looking out here for it? And the sage says, This, my friend, is the solution to your problem. So, we're looking for happiness and we're looking for contentment. And yet, the place that we tend to look for it is outside. Sometimes we think we can't find happiness because we really believe that our current situation is permanent and will never change, or it can never change. Well, there's this book called The Happiness Advantage, and inside it says happiness is not the belief that we don't need to change, it's the realization that we can. Happiness is not the belief that we don't need to change, it's the realization that we can. It's the realization that I have options. It's the realization that I can do some different things. It's the realization that I have opportunity, right? Happiness is not a static state. Happiness is something that I choose internally. In my bedroom, every day when I wake up, there's this sign that I look at. It's kind of on the wall above the hall, out into the other part of out of my bedroom, and it says, "Begin each day with a grateful heart." Begin each day with a grateful heart. Yeah. So every morning I've got this sign, I've got this instruction, I've got this thing in my space that lets me know that I've got a choice each day. I can choose to begin each day with a grateful heart. It's not automatic. I don't just wake up and oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. I don't just wake up like that every time. As a matter of fact, this morning I got up to have a connection prayer session with my brother and a couple of other men that we meet with, and my body woke up at 4:45. And when my body woke up at 4:45, I wasn't really happy immediately. Right? I didn't want to wake up at 4:45 because I spent some time last night watching the football games. And so waking up at 4:45 wasn't the happy experience. But I looked up and I saw the sign and it said, "Begin each day with a grateful heart." Here's the thing about life. Life is just a series of moments, right? We try to think how to get to happiness, and we try to do that by gathering things or scooping up things. And life is really just this series of moments. And you keep your eyes open for the good ones. You try to repeat them, or you keep them close to you so that you can remember them when you need them. Life is really just grabbing, choosing to grab the happiness when you see it. Let me share with you another sign that I keep near me in my house. This sign says, "Make time for the quiet moments as God whispers and the world is loud." Right? So I've got distractions. There's stuff all around me, but I've got to choose the quiet moments. I got to choose to be intentional. Right? I got to choose how my day works. So let me share with you as we end this morning. I hope you're finding value. I hope this is resonating with you this morning. I hope this is helping you this morning. So if you're thinking about how you can find happiness, how you can get that happiness factor, I want to share with you 3 things that you can do. All right. Number one, start each day finding at least 5 things to be grateful for. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Find 5 things each day to be grateful for. Write them down. You can say them out loud if you want. Write them down. Find 5 things to be grateful for. And I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to take this on for a week. And I want to challenge you. I want you to challenge yourself to be grateful for an entire week without repeating anything. You know, so for example, if you on Monday say, I'm grateful for food, or I'm grateful for my oatmeal, then I don't want you to say the same thing on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday. Challenge yourself to be grateful for 5 things a day for a week without repeating anything. That's 35 things. 35 different things. Okay. So start each day finding 5 things to be grateful for. Second thing, choose a person that you can make happy. Choose a person that you can make happy. Decide that you are going to find someone that you can make happy. I've been in the practice of writing down my goals, and one of the things that I wrote down in underneath the relationship area, and this is private, don't tell nobody, right? One of the things that I wrote down, the thing that I wrote down in my relationship area of my goals is find 5 people weekly that I can pour into. The second half of that says, and find 3 people who can pour into me. Yeah, because while there's some giving, you also need replenishing and rejuvenating as well, right? So find someone that you can make happy. Choose to make someone else happy. And you'll see how that results or how that returns as happiness for you. And the number 3 thing, all right, so number 1, start each day with 5 things to be grateful for. Number 2, choose somebody that you can make happy. And the number 3 thing is to recognize that happiness is not the goal, but it's simply a milestone in the journey. Right? Happiness is not the goal. It's milestones in the journey. So you find one milestone of happiness and you choose to find the next. And every time you find it, you get excited about looking forward to finding the next one. Happiness is not the goal. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a milestone or milestones in that journey of life. Yeah. Thank you, Natalie. Happiness is a choice. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Listen, y'all, I hope you've been satisfied. I hope you found it valuable. I hope you've been able to get something from what we've shared this morning. Hope you've been able to think about your life, and I hope you've been able to think about your moments. And I hope you've made a decision to do something a little bit different today. Today is Monday, and we want to shift your mindset to a place of growth, but it doesn't just start and stop on Monday. It's a movement. We encourage you to take your Monday mindset into tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the day after that. Move. Start a movement. Be a movement. And join us next week, Monday at 8 a.m. on the Monday Mindset Movement. See y'all. Peace.